Hey guys, Marco again. This is my second video, just to try to tell you what happened, how I got hooked on. Well, I don't want to use hooked. How I got into taking benzodiazepines. I'm going to try to do this quickly, so I won't take too much of your time. But Over a year ago, I was having fun with my friends at the beach, and usually I don't take too much intake too much sugar. Any. I try to avoid it. It's not like I'm completely against it. It's just like whenever I eat something, I try to avoid sugar. Anyway, so that day we were at this beach, and it was kind of far away from the city. There were not places where to eat, so I realized that I had to end up eating things that my friends brought with them, which was like a cupcakes, fruit cocktails, sodas, no water whatsoever, or beer. So either alcohol or soda. So obviously that day my intake in sugar was really high. Later on that night, I went on. I went out with them, and I got. I don't want to say drunk, but like I drink a few. I don't even remember, but anyway, I drank something. I wasn't wasted. I was just tipsy. Let's say that I was tipsy. But then all of a sudden, I almost got into a fight, and I think this is important, because. Just to understand how everything went down. I almost got into a fight, so obviously my adrenaline levels were like really up high, and after eating that much sugar, the next day I was feeling like this kind of euphoria. I was feeling really weird, but I didn't pay too much of attention. So then, fast forward one day later, I was in the emergency room because at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, my heart was racing like crazy. I tried to explain this to the doctors in the emergency room. They're like, no, this is anxiety. Like, I'm pretty cool, I'm pretty chill, but like, I mean, whatever. And what they did, they gave me my first diazepam. So I'm like, what is this? To be honest, I was 42 back then. I'm 43 now. I didn't even remember anything, or like I didn't know anything about benzodiazepine. So the only reference that I had, I don't know, like there's some gamers out there that know the game Metal Gear. Sometimes they would give this to the main character, a diazepam, so he can aim better whenever he was using the sniper shoot or whatever. So, but that was the only reference, that I had about benzodiazepines. So anyway, so they gave me this pill, and I was like, okay, so I took it, and then they gave me a prescription for an entire box. So I said, like, what should I do with this? And said, like, well, every time that you feel the same thing, anxious or whatever, just take one. So I did that, I was feeling okay for 2-3 days, and then by the fourth day, I had this I want to call a panic attack. So what I did, I rushed again to the emergency room, and they were like, no, take the pill. So I took the pill again. So I was a bit afraid of there was something related to my heart. So I went to the cardiologist, and he's like, no, your heart is in good shape. So just listen to your doctor, like what is he telling you? So I went back to the doctor, and he's like, okay, now you have to take one benzodiazepine in the morning and one at night. So like a 1 and 1. So and I said, that's it. And I asked him for how long? And he just said like, I just finished that box and that'll be it. And I said like, okay, I'll do that. So I end up doing it. I end up taking for it was about, I don't know, 10 days, 2 weeks of treatment. And then when I stopped, oh my God, that was terrible, because I started having like a really bad symptoms. I was, now the heart racing was twice as much of the first time. Now I was getting dizzy. I was starting to like feel. I would always say like this to the doctor. I'm feeling like I'm walking on mattresses, and he would be like, "Oh no, that's not true. Like you are a healthy young man, so like you shouldn't be feeling that way." So anyway, and he's like, "Okay, so whenever you feel that way, just take one. Just put one under your tongue," and and I was like that for a period of 2, 3, 4 months. But obviously that came with some consequences. One of the consequences was that my stomach got really upset. So then my next visits to the emergency room were because I had like such a bad stomach ache that it was unbearable. It was like I felt that I had like I don't know, like a kind of I don't want to say a tumor, but something like a big object inside my tummy. So like, well, this is not good. So and I was in pain. I was I felt like I wanted to throw up, or I wanted to like I go to the bathroom, but I couldn't. So it was that though. I mean, again, probably one of the most common words that you're going to hear from me is weird. And also it's one of those words that I've been hearing from many of you guys out there, like because I also watched your videos, and just to convince myself that I'm not alone in this. I'm not the only one, because you think lots of times you think like you're crazy. So anyway, so I end up starting taking this diazepam. No, I don't want to say more often, but like every time that I felt like something was going on. But then, because of my stomach, I went to the doctor, and I asked him like, hey, to the specialist. I said like, hey, I'm having issues with my digestion system. So he looked at the computer, and this is important too. Like they looked at the computer. Unfortunately, I'm in this. I went to the same hospital that I went before, so they had my records there. And I say unfortunately because they don't actually come up with their very own opinion. They just look at your records, and it's like, oh, so you were here before for anxiety. So what he did, he prescribed a different kind of benzodiazepine, which it was lorazepam or something like that. So I was like, and I start taking it, and when I start taking it, like I felt really weird again. So it was something different. But now it was even weirder than before. So I'm like, this is not good. So I was now back then I was starting to feel dizzy. I was starting to have nightmares. Among so many things. Those are the things that I remember. So then I remember going back to my family practitioner, and I asked him like, hey, I'm having all this, but also also what I did back then, I was doing I don't know if it is called floating or flotation chambers, and while I was there, I felt like somebody kicked me literally, or like shocked me on the kidneys. So it was very painful, very very scary. And so I told that to my doctor, and he's like, well, probably you have one disc that has been pinched by by your vertebrae or on your spine. So I set an appointment with the neurologist because like spine. So I went to the neurologist, and again she looked at the computer, and what she did, like, no, this is what you are going through is anxiety. I'm like, how? But anyway, so okay. So what she did, she changed my medication again, and she gave me another benzo that I don't remember the name of it. And so, which fortunately, and I said fortunately, I took it only once, because by the first night when I took that pill, that night I was having such a bad nightmare that I woke up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. My room was completely dark, but actually when I opened my eyes, everything was like in bright colors and like a Dali picture. Everything was melting. It was one of the scariest things that I experienced in my life. Obviously my heart went racing again, and I rushed to the emergency. And again, this is anxiety. So I'm like, what the hell? So I talked to the neurologist again. I said like, okay, this is happening. Why this is happening? She's like, well, just stop taking. Oh, because by the way, she gave me antidepressants. So like she's like, okay, just keep taking the antidepressant, but don't take the benzodiazepine anymore. Which obviously brought some other consequences. Obviously because I don't know if you are following, but like because of the doctors, I was in a constant withdrawal. Some of them, there wasn't like a treatment, and there was no follow up. Like just take this and you'll feel better. And the same happened with this doctor. She just said like, I stop with the benzodiazepine and just take the antidepressant. And I said like, I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, so at the end, I end up setting an appointment with the psychiatrist because I'm like, this is going over, over. I mean, my I don't want to say expertise, but this is too much for me. So I need to actually talk to somebody. Like if they keep saying like this is anxiety, I need to talk to the psychiatrist. So I set up an appointment with the psychiatrist, and I said, please, doctor, please. I remember begging him, don't prescribe anything that ends in pan, lorazepam, diazepam, anything that ends in pan, please don't, because my experience with those medications has been terrible. He's like, no, don't worry. I'm going to give you something that is very, he said, soft. I do remember that. And I said, well, doctor, why don't you because in here, if you, I was reading about anxiety, and one of the therapies that they recommend is the cognitive therapy. So I asked him, why don't you send me to a cognitive therapy? And he's like, oh, that's the easiest. So I'm like, well, I want the easiest. No. I'm just going to give you these pills and finish them, and then we'll talk if I can send you to the cognitive therapy. So when I look at the recipe, or not the recipe, the ingredients of these pills, I didn't see any relationship with diazepam or lorazepam or any of these drugs. I'm like, okay, so I'll take this. If this is going to help me, why not? So so I started taking these pills, and. But little did I know that they were also part of the benzodiazepine family, and they are transiliums, and 5 grams. And I started taking 5 grams in the morning, 5 grams in the afternoon, 5 grams at night. And obviously that was for a month was okay, but then after that period of a month passed, everything went back to well, not back, even worse to before. Lots of symptoms like headaches, anxiety. I wasn't able to sleep. I was suffering from insomnia. I was sleeping probably 2 or 3 hours at night, and I'm not saying like a straight 3 hours. No, I was like a 1 hour, and then I would wake up and. Then another 3 hour, and so on and on. So it was terrible. So I went and talked to him again. It's like, this is getting worse. And he's like, well, just keep taking the pills. And I said, when should I stop taking the pills? He's like, whenever you want. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. So, but again, I didn't know that transilium was also a benzodiazepine. So I was talking to one of my clients, and she said she was taking the same medication and it was terrible for her. So when she stopped taking them, she actually had to take a leave of absence at work because it was terrible for her. So she didn't work for a month. So that kind of scares me. And also one of the other things that kind of scared me was that whenever I talked to the doctors, they would ask me if I was living by myself, and I said yes. I'm single. I have nobody around me. So they would be like, oh well, I'm sorry. I'm like, what do you mean with all this? So anyway, so this lady told me well, you need somebody to take care of you while you are when you stop taking these medications. Again, she was referring to the withdrawals, and so. That's what I called my parents, and they came here to take care of, and they took care of me for over a month and a half, what I started doing back then. I went from 3 pills to 2 pills a day, and then from 2 to 1. And that's when I started to realize that I came across like some of many videos on YouTube, many of those videos probably of some of you guys, and they were talking about tapering. They were talking about how to lower the dosage of the benzos, and I was like, oh shoot. And that's when I came across also with the Ashton report, or Ashton, well, you know what I'm talking about. So again, sorry, my memory. Anyway, so the thing is that I end up lowering the dosage of the benzos, and obviously the withdrawal was terrible. And but they when I talked to my family practitioner, he said like, well, if you want, I can prescribe this benzo, so you can tape them, tapering like a low dosage. And he even mentioned like he could prescribe the pediatric dosage. I'm like, no, I'm just going to finish what I have, and I'm going to do it slowly, but I'm not going to do a year of this. No, I'm just, whenever I'm done, I'm done. So that was 7 weeks ago. Yeah, because 7 weeks ago. So today is week 7 of my withdrawals, and again, I'm pretty sure that I'm missing some information up there, but I just wanted to tell you the story, and probably then later on I'm going to be talking about details. Like I said, today is the 7th week of that when I stopped taking the benzos, and the symptoms are terrible, guys. And I the reason why I wanted to do this video was because I'm sure there are some more people out there suffering from the same thing that I'm suffering right now, and I just wanted to tell them I don't want to say oh, this is normal. No, it's just not normal, but you are not alone, and we are in this together, and hold on tight. Well, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm not an expert in this. I've been doing so much research, but it's mainly for my own use. But if I can help you in anything, please, guys, let me know. If I can answer any of your questions, I will. And hope that soon I can post some more videos. Okay, have a great day. Hope that you get better. If you're watching this video for your if you are suffering from the same, I feel you. If a loved one is going through the same thing, please help them, understand them. This is very difficult. It's really hard to explain. Many things are really hard to explain, so please understand them, understand us. And that's it. Peace.